Lesson, we shall learn about comparing fractions. Very often, when we are asked to compare fractions, we are being told to arrange them in ascending or descending order. But what does that mean? Well, ascending, as you can see from this picture, means going up. You ascend the steps, or the angel ascended to heaven. So ascending means going from the lowest up to the highest. The opposite is descending. Descending means going down. You start from the highest and you go down. So you descend the stairs. The demon descended to hell. Fortunately, up begins with the sound a, as in ascending, and down begins with the sound d, as in descending. And that should help us to remember which is which. Well, let's use these whole numbers just to help us understand this concept a little bit better. Here the arrow is going up, so we're ascending. So we start from the lowest, which is the 1, then the 3, then the 4, and then the 5. So we have arranged the numbers in ascending order, going up from the smallest to the largest. And oppositely here, we are arranging them in descending. So we're starting with the highest being at the top, and then working our way down to the lowest. So here we have arranged the same numbers in descending orders. So up for ascending and down for descending. That should make sense to everybody. Let's move on. So here we are going to compare these fractions, and we're going to arrange them in ascending and also descending orders. But let's just get used to a concept here. When you look at this picture of these three people and you were asked to compare them, you might make the mistake of thinking that the person in the middle is the tallest. But is it true? Well, you can't really tell unless you put them on the same level. So let's put them on the same level. So we can put our lady here on the line. Take this person here, put them on the same line. And lastly, take this person here, put him on the line. And immediately you see when you put them all on the same level, it's easy to see that, in fact, this one is the tallest, which it didn't look like at the beginning. So before you can compare fractions, you have to put them on the same level, and that means you have to arrange them to make them have the same denominators. So before we can compare fractions, we have to arrange them so that they have the same denominators. Let's look at that. So here we have our 4 fractions: 3/10, 1/2, 2/5, and 3/4. And before we can arrange them, we have to put them on the same level, which means we have to find the LCM of their denominators to make them the same. And in this case, the LCM of 10, 2, 5, and 4, we should know from our times tables, is 20. So we're going to turn all of these into fractions with a denominator of 20. And how do we do it? Well, we know by now how to make like fractions here. So 3/10 is the same as how many 20ths? Well, we have to times here everything by 2. 3 times 2 would give us 6. So 3/10 are the same as 6/20. Well, 1/2, we have to times the 2 by 10 to make it into 20. We'll do the same to the numerator. So 1 times 10 is 10. What about the 5? We have to multiply it by 4. We do the same to the 2, and it becomes 8. And lastly, what about here? Times it by 5. Do the same to the 3. So what does it become? 15. Now that we've got them all on the same level, meaning that all denominators are 20, all the fractions are now having the same denominators, we can now easily compare them. In ascending order means starting from the smallest. So when we look here at our fractions here, we look to see which one has the least number of 20ths. Here we have the 6. And then we remember we're actually comparing these fractions. So 6/20ths are the same as 3/10. So let's make sure we write our original fraction, not the one that we made. So we can cross that out because we've used it. We look again, we see here 8/20ths, so that's the same as 2/5. Cross that out so that we know that we've used it. We look again, 10/20 here is half And lastly, 3/4, 3/4. And so we've gone from the smallest to the largest, meaning we're ascending. And then, of course, descending means the opposite. We can just start from here, 3/4. Then we would have a half. Then we have a 2/5. And lastly, a 3/10. Well, so we should understand that. So now it's your turn to have a go at this. So have an activity where you're going to learn how to arrange fractions in ascending and descending order. If you're not sure, you can always watch this lesson again.